Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to watch Life's Magical Journey. I'm Life, and this is the safest space for us to learn, grow, and share our experiences when it comes to our spiritual journey and our spiritual practices. So, as you're watching this video, I want you to feel comfortable doing just that. Go ahead and share your thoughts and experiences down in the comments. Now, in today's video, we're doing a part 2 to the last video I did called What is the Ego Mind? Now, in that video, we went in depth about what the ego mind is, where it's said to come from, and when. And so if you haven't watched that video, I do suggest that you go watch it. You don't have to watch it before watching this one, so don't go anywhere, but it is a good one to watch as well if you're interested in things like dissolving the ego mind. So it's good to know where it came from and why and all that good stuff. All right, so in today's video, we're going to talk about 3 things that you can start to do that will slow down the activity of your ego mind, and pretty easily. Okay, these things are easy to do, and it does it easily. It will begin to slow down that activity real quick. All right, we're also going to talk about some things that you may notice that's already happening that will prove that you already are dissolving your ego mind. Now, it doesn't mean that if you're not doing these 3 things, you're not dissolving your ego mind, or if you're dissolving your ego mind, you have to be doing these 3 things. Okay, so it doesn't have to correlate like that, but it could. You could be already doing these things as well. So stay tuned to the end of the video, but let's go ahead and get into it. One of the first things that you can do to begin dissolving your ego mind or slowing down the activity of your ego mind is the easiest thing in the world is recognizing that you do have an ego mind. Recognize that there is a consciousness, a God energy that is all-knowing, that is inside of you, and then recognize that there is an ego mind or a subconscious mind that is just going based on past experiences. So once you begin to recognize that and just point out the fact that some of those thoughts that you're having are not your own, once you realize that you are not your thoughts, I don't know if you guys have seen that video that I did a little while back, but you are not your thoughts. So separate you, consciousness, from the ego mind, which is a program that has developed over time. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2 is to keep yourself in the present moment as much as possible. Now, this one I don't find to be that easy. It is something that is going to take practice. Okay, it's going to take you being conscious. That first one is number 1, realizing that there is an ego mind, realizing that you need to be aware of your thoughts. Okay, taking ownership of the fact that you do have these 2 minds and you need to begin to develop or control them. Okay, so once you have got number 1, then you can more easily do number 2. So let's say you're driving down the road and you think about an accident happening. You know for sure that is not a thought that you would prefer to have. Okay, that is coming from your ego mind, which is only trying to protect you in a sense. Is trying to say, hey, be careful, because an accident might happen. That is no way to manifest a great day. Okay, so you want to recognize that, oh no, that thought came from my ego. You want to point it out to yourself. You want to acknowledge the fact that that was not your thought and you don't prefer that thought. You can say, okay, thank you, but that's not a part of my belief system. Literally, you can say it out loud, you can say it to yourself, whatever you want to do, but just acknowledge the fact that that did not come from you. Acknowledge that that came from the ego mind. And if you do start to think of thoughts that come from the future or the past, you start daydreaming about your future or you're thinking about your past, I think it's okay to visualize your manifestations or visualize your future. I've talked about that several times, but you don't want to spend too much time in the future or the past. So once you are having those types of thoughts, you're just driving along or you're in the pool with your kids and you start thinking about either the bills or something like that, recognize that, point it out to yourself that that is coming from the ego mind and that is not your thought. And then go back to the present moment. Choose to be in the present moment. Splash around and make lots of noise or something to get your attention again and return yourself back to the present moment. Now, the third thing is to ask yourself, I wonder what my next thought is going to be. Every time you put that ego mind on the spot, it will shrink and it will shrink lower and lower. Okay, the ego mind is not wanting to be exposed. I don't want to put a negative spin on the ego mind. I don't want you thinking, oh, this is just part of me that just I need to, like, it's not that serious. But we do want to realize that the ego mind wants us to think that that's a part that we need to keep up these thoughts, because it's a part of our mind that is a program that is there to do just that, is there to continuously send us feedback. And so with that being the case, once you put it on the spot and you say, hey, I wonder what my next thought's going to be, then you are more so easily connecting to your conscious mind versus that ego mind. Okay, you're less likely to have a thought that you don't prefer. Now let's talk briefly about a few things that could be happening if you are already dissolving your ego mind. Number one is you will be less concerned with what other people are doing. Okay, you won't be scrolling on Facebook judging people or feeling jealous of people based on what they post. You'll be less concerned with how they live or how they love. You'll be more open to leaving them alone and minding your own business. Okay, the next thing that could be happening is you find yourself more receptive to others' thoughts. You find yourself more open-minded. You find yourself willing to listen to other people's side of it. You care a lot less about being right in a situation or in an argument. You'd rather go ahead and just say, hey, you're right, or go on about your business. You're less concerned with proving that you're right in a situation. Another big thing that starts to happen when you're dissolving your ego mind is you do start to experience synchronicities. So especially in the beginning, you start to have synchronicity of events or numbers or different things like that. So be on the lookout for either somebody in a grocery store end up talking about something you're thinking about right at that moment, things on the television or on the radio lining up and confirming things for you, or you might see repeating numbers a lot when you are starting to dissolve your ego mind. That just proves that you are coming into alignment. So look out for that to be happening as well. Another big thing that happens is you stop trying to be somebody. Like a lot of us want to be seen on social media or otherwise. We just want to be seen as somebody. You just stop caring about being somebody on this world and you care more about being present. I'm sure you guys are surprised that I didn't really mention meditation. Mindfulness is really close to meditation. Mindfulness is really close, but I do suggest, as a bonus, I do suggest that you practice meditation if you are not practicing meditation already. As most of you know, I do have a meditation channel. I will link that down below so that you guys have easy access to that. Please remember to give me any feedback that you could with regard to how it sounds or how it makes you feel. That is going to be really helpful for me to continue to develop when I'm making these meditations. And I do love making them because while I'm making them, I am meditating. When I'm saying those affirmations, it just brings me to the present moment and it feels really good. Thank you for everybody who's gone over there and been a part of that meditation channel. I really do appreciate you. I love you all for no reason at all, and I'll see you next time.